What is Amazon FBA? FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, and basically what it is a logistics solution that was created by Amazon that benefits both the seller and the buyer. So if you don't understand how FBA works, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be explaining step by step exactly how Amazon FBA works so that you'll have a complete understanding by the end of this video. And I'm going to be explaining it through a private label strategy perspective because this is the way that I currently sell products on Amazon. And if you don't understand what private label is, by definition what it is a retailer's name as used on a product sold by the retailer but manufactured by another company. Or in other words, what that means is taking your logo and putting it on a product and then selling that product under your brand name. So the way that FBA works is first you take your private label products and you package them up, usually between 100 and 1,000 units at a time, and you send them to what are called Amazon fulfillment warehouses. And these are warehouses that are located all across the US that Amazon has set up. And once your product goes to these warehouses, what then happens is your product becomes Prime eligible. So this is how products are eligible for the free 2-day shipping, is because your product is now being handled by Amazon's logistics service. And this is how it benefits the buyer, is that the customer can get products now within 2 days after purchasing the product because Amazon's logistics service has figured out a way to send products to a customer within 2 days of purchasing. So if your product actually does get purchased on Amazon, the next thing that happens is Amazon will go ahead and find that product in their fulfillment warehouses, and they'll actually go ahead and ship it out to the customer for you so that you don't have to ship out any products at all. And then the customer receives that product again within 2 days because of the logistics service that Amazon set up. So this is how it works for both the buyer and the seller, is you send your products to Amazon warehouses, the product becomes Prime eligible. Whenever you make a sale, Amazon goes ahead and ships that product for you, and you don't have to worry about shipping out products every time you sell something. So the reason this is so beneficial is that because when you start to sell, hundreds of products a day, especially through e-commerce, is so scalable, is it would be so hard to manage the logistics of sending out and shipping 100 different packages every single day. So now you'd have to have such a large budget to start a business and set up a proper logistics system. But because Amazon provides the service where you can just send it to their warehouse and they take care of the logistics for you, you don't have to worry about that at all. And it's making it really easy for people with very small budgets to start off and start selling products on Amazon. And this is just an overview of how the FBA process works. And it also benefits the customer because they're getting their product within 2 days after purchasing. So if you guys are interested on how private label works, I'm going to go over the different stages of selling on Amazon. And this is the way that I currently sell on Amazon. So the first phase is product research, which is just finding a product to sell on Amazon. And once you do find a product, the next phase is to do market research, which is just validating the market in which you're going to be selling your product, which is just validating, demand, and then checking the competition levels of that specific market or niche. So once you've done market research, the next step is product development, and that's basically developing your product and designing your product to make sure that it's going to sell on Amazon and make sure that you are standing out from the competition. The best way, the end goal of product development is to develop a product in such a way that the product doesn't have to compete with any other competitor products on Amazon, because you've designed it so that it's basically in its own lane and you don't have to compete on price that way, and you don't have to compete based on reviews. It just becomes irrelevant because your product is different from that competitor and there's nothing to compare your product to, or there's no competition to compare it to. So once you've done product development, the next phase is product sourcing, which is basically sourcing your product and contacting suppliers. And in this phase, the supplier will manufacture the product for you between usually 100 and 1,000 units at a time, and then they'll go ahead and send the product straight to Amazon fulfillment warehouses. So you don't even have the product sent to your house or anything. The supplier will send the product straight to fulfillment warehouses, which is sort of the beauty of selling on Amazon. Is you don't have to be in the US to sell on Amazon, or you don't have to be in any one location. You can manage everything. The entire business model is managed straight from your computer, no matter where you are. And the next phase is once your products actually are shipped to Amazon fulfillment warehouses and they hit the warehouses, the next phase is the product launch and launch strategy. So there's different ways once your product goes live on Amazon to make sure that you're going to be getting large sales momentum immediately. So that is, this phase is different ways to launch your product to make sure that you're going to be getting sales volume and sales momentum. So the next phase is Amazon PPC advertising. This is the advertising platform that Amazon has created. PPC stands for pay per click, which means that you only pay for an ad on Amazon if somebody clicks on the ad. And after PPC, the next phase is outside traffic PPC advertising, which is the same thing but bringing traffic offline or off of Amazon to Amazon to actually purchase my product. And the different traffic sources are advertising platforms and social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Google, Pinterest, even Snapchat sometimes. So this is the overview of the different stages that I use when I'm selling on Amazon. So I'm also going to go over a question that I get a lot from people that are wondering about selling on Amazon. The biggest question that I always get from people whenever they're asking me in the private Facebook group we have, or just people that know what I do, they always ask me, is Amazon FBA, or private label I should say, oversaturated? And the answer that I always give people is absolutely not. Amazon is definitely not oversaturated, not even close in my opinion. And the reason I say that is because, if you look at the data points, e-commerce only takes up 13% of total retail sales as in 2017. So basically out of all of the retail sales made in the US, only 13% of it was made through e-commerce. And it's growing every single year. So what that means is that there's still more, the market of e-commerce is growing and the industry is only growing. And whenever an industry is growing, that means that there is still opportunity. Another reason is that 50% of all US e-commerce happens on Amazon now. So basically, out of that 13% that took place, 6.5% of that would have taken place on Amazon. 50% of all purchases online for a physical product takes place on Amazon. So that is absolutely insane. Amazon holds 50% of e-commerce market share. That is absolutely insane. And that's another reason why Amazon FBA, there is still so much opportunity. Another reason is Amazon is growing their customer base and launching into new countries. So even if, a lot of people think that the US market for selling on Amazon is oversaturated, which, is obviously not true. But even if that were true, Amazon is still building infrastructures in other countries and growing into other countries and launching in other countries. So there's still tons of opportunity in all of these other countries like Europe, Australia, even Asia now, Canada, Mexico, India is starting to be developed. And these markets are still completely untapped because most people are still trying to sell in the US. Even though the US, there's still tons of opportunity, there is also tons of opportunity in other countries to sell. So there is so much opportunity to be selling on Amazon. And that is exactly what I tell people every time they ask me if it's too late to begin selling on Amazon. I tell them absolutely not. You're going to have, there's going to be opportunity for the next 10 years, in my opinion, because Amazon and e-commerce is only growing. So if you guys are interested in learning how to private label, just watch my videos on YouTube. I'm going to be releasing a bunch of info on how I do it. I've been getting so many questions and inquiries from people asking me to explain how. So I decided I'm going to start teaching you guys. And so subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, obviously, give it a thumbs up. And then also check out my private group on Facebook. And I'm very active in there, and I answer tons of questions on Amazon, FBA, and private label strategies. So definitely join that group if you want to get into contact with me or learn more.